What if 3 days in July 1863 could change the destiny of a nation? What if the hills, fields, and stone walls of a small Pennsylvania town became the stage for the most defining moment of the American Civil War? In the early summer of 1863, the war between the Union and the Confederacy had reached a fever pitch. Both sides had suffered heavy losses in prior battles, yet neither could foresee that the small town of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, would become the epicenter of a struggle that would determine the fate of the United States. Confederate General Robert E. Lee, emboldened by a series of victories, decided to march his Army of Northern Virginia into Union territory, hoping to strike a decisive blow and sway the Northern public toward peace. Meanwhile, Union forces under the command of Major General George G. Meade moved cautiously to intercept Lee. Soldiers, many just boys in blue and gray, marched for days, enduring exhaustion, hunger, and the sweltering heat of a Pennsylvania summer. The fields that the civilians of Gettysburg once farmed were about to be transformed into a battlefield, echoing with the cries of men and the thunder of cannon fire. On July 1, 1863, Confederate forces encountered Union troops west of the town. Skirmishes quickly escalated as reinforcements arrived on both sides. By the afternoon, the Union forces were forced to retreat through the town to higher ground south of Gettysburg, taking position along Cemetery Hill, Cemetery Ridge, and the commanding heights of Little Round Top. These positions, crucial for their defensive advantage, would soon become legendary. July 2nd dawned with a tense calm before the storm. Lee, confident in his army's ability to break Union lines, launched a series of coordinated attacks. Longstreet's corps assaulted the Union left at Little Round Top and the wheat field, while other divisions struck at the center and right. The fighting was ferocious and brutal. The fields became a tapestry of smoke, blood, and courage. Union soldiers, despite being outnumbered in some sectors, held steadfast. Colonel Joshua Chamberlain and his 20th Maine Regiment became immortalized for their desperate defense of Little Round Top, executing a daring downhill bayonet charge that repelled repeated Confederate assaults. At the same time, on the Union right, fierce clashes erupted at Culp's Hill, where troops fought to hold the strategic high ground against relentless Confederate attacks. By nightfall, both armies had suffered tremendous losses. The Confederate assaults had gained ground in some areas, but had not broken the Union line. Soldiers huddled in fields, trenches, and makeshift shelters, tending to the wounded, mourning their fallen comrades, and preparing for the decisive day ahead. Then came July 3rd, the day that would become etched in history. Lee, determined to pierce the Union center, ordered an audacious frontal assault, what would later be known as Pickett's Charge. Approximately 12,500 Confederate soldiers advanced across nearly a mile of open fields under devastating Union artillery and rifle fire. Cannon smoke blanketed the ground as waves of men pressed forward with incredible bravery, fully aware of the peril. The charge, despite the courage of the soldiers, was repelled with catastrophic losses. Pickett, leading his division, witnessed the destruction of his men as they fell by the hundreds. Lee's gamble had failed. The Union line remained intact, and the Confederate Army was forced to retreat back to Virginia, ending their invasion of the North. Gettysburg was a turning point, both strategically and symbolically. The Union victory halted Lee's advance and gave the North a surge of morale. Yet the cost was staggering. 50,000 men were killed, wounded, or missing. Entire communities mourned, and the landscape of Gettysburg bore the scars of one of the bloodiest battles in American history. In the months that followed, the nation grappled with the immense human cost of the conflict. Abraham Lincoln, recognizing the significance of Gettysburg, delivered a brief yet powerful address in November 1863 at the dedication of the Soldiers' National Cemetery. The Gettysburg Address, in just a few poignant sentences, reframed the war as not only a struggle for the Union, but as a test of whether a nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal could endure. And today, Gettysburg stands as a testament to courage, sacrifice, and the unyielding human spirit. The fields, hills, and monuments honor those who fought and remind us that freedom is never free. Historians continue to study the strategies, the heroism, and the tragic losses of those fateful 3 days, drawing lessons on leadership, resilience, and the consequences of ambition. For anyone passionate about American history, visiting Gettysburg is like stepping back in time. Walking along Cemetery Ridge, standing on Little Round Top, and imagining the roar of battle gives a profound understanding of what those men endured. It is a story of bravery, miscalculation, and the enduring power of unity. And as we reflect on the bravery and sacrifices at Gettysburg, it is clear why this battle remains one of the most studied and revered moments in American history. Every cannonball fired, every bayonet charge, and every life lost played a role in shaping the United States as we know it today. If you enjoyed this story and want to dive deeper into more epic moments of American history, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a journey into the past. Because history isn't just in books, it's alive, waiting for you to explore.